Howdy Saints. Today we're going to be talking about some lighting problems. When I was out at Branson, I noticed that it flickered a couple times just randomly, and I had one moment where it was giving me some serious trouble actually staying on when I was out getting some food for my family one night. But we made it home safe, and then this happened. One morning I was going to work and it just was off on all the time. When I got to work, I turned the Jeep off, and you can see here I actually turn it off manually, but the auto headlights were still on until you can hear this distinct little pop. Then, no matter what I did with the Jeep off, the lights would not come back on. Later that night, I was driving home and I knew I had to come up with a solution to fix it right then and there. Otherwise, I was not going to probably be driving back to work. But here's some more data to kind of give you an idea of what to look for if you're having this problem. Notice how the high beam light was flickering on and off at the beginning of this last clip. If you have to rewind, I understand. So when I got home, I started troubleshooting. I had no voltage at the driver's side headlight, which meant it was upstream from it. I looked at the harness right behind the driver's side headlight that is the main plug for the header panel lighting circuit, and it looked fine. So I knew the problem had to be in the cab. And when I got home, what turned off the headlights is the voltage drop after the Jeep got turned off. So that also told me the amperage was not able to be sufficient enough to cross whatever part of the circuit was broken. All that left upstream was the switch and the harness at the switch. So I went and bought a new switch from O'Reilly. Here's the part number on this box. And put that in, and to my surprise, or lack of my surprise, it completely fixed my issue on hand. Please note, at the harness, you can tell that it's melting on the headlight circuit here. With a little bit of dielectric grease, I don't think this will be a long-term problem, especially if you do the upgrades that I did following fixing the switch. The only thing that I can really tell on this switch that looks weird is this pin right here looks kind of silver from probably age and taking the heavy hit of the headlights. And that's the only thing really on this, other than it being kind of wore in with, pulling the thing in and out. That's the only thing I could tell that was even remotely wrong with this. Note this button when removal. You have to push this in to pull the switch stick or knob out of this end. And it's a pretty good pull to get that thing out of there. Just note that. So moving forward, I decided it's time to do a harness upgrade. I bought this one from K Suspension for $35 shipped to me here in 2023. It looks like a quality part that has 14 gauge wire throughout. So on the driver's side, I drilled out this little hole right here and put my ground on that just to, make it easier. I don't have to route all the way underneath the battery back in here. It's just right there at the edge. And I drilled it through the light hole. I'm gonna put some spray paint on it. I'm probably gonna paint over that bolt head, even though it's stainless, and just make sure I paint over this after I get it snugged down good and tight. And the lights work. I'll probably paint that on this side. As you can see, I just got my relays right here. And then the ground on this one, I went to the main ground. So pretty simple. And then here's the fuse with the power, and it's going to go back on the battery once it's back in place. And hopefully you guys got to see the time lapse on the GoPro there. So wish me luck that this ground is going to be Gucci. I got it down to bare metal, so it should be. Let's see. And for the finished results,
This is low beam, which to me looks more spread out. Maybe not on the camera so much, but to me personally, with my eyes, it looks more spread out instead of having the two splotch out beam areas. I know on the camera it looks like it's still there, but let's do high beam. That looks, to me, that looks rather impressive in comparison to the old. The old kind of had almost a slight orange glow, where now the bulbs actually look white more so, instead of like a warm tone, which is really nice. I just want to say thanks for watching. Hopefully this helps you guys decide whether you want to go to the upgraded harness. I am running halogens, so don't be mistaken. I'm not running LEDs right now. I don't plan to, because I know halogens melt the snow off of the lights, where LEDs have that problem, and then the plastic fades on the LEDs, where I like the traditional classic glass look. So I'm gonna stick with that. And again, like I was about to say, thanks for watching. God bless, and have a good night, everybody. Your friend, St. Chris, out.